Hello, it's Randi Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randirhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little lamb.
The fall. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe me.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
But look, let's stop school shootings. We'll start there. Let's stop mall shootings. We'll start there. I'd like to see the perimeter of every school in America surrounded, secured by retired police, which you are, retired Secret Service, which you are, military. And I want guys to donate 15 hours. I think we could cover every school, every hour, every day, add a metal detector, and I think we're going to have safer schools. Have one armed guard on every floor of every school, all over every mall, the perimeter and inside every hall of every mall. Now, that gives us an instant response opportunity that we normally wouldn't have.
All that so that you can keep assault weapons. All that. Sean Hannity wants to spend all this money on surrounding schools, surrounding churches, surrounding shopping malls, surrounding, every place, every single place, that anybody would go. Nobody is safe anywhere. Our kids aren't safe anywhere. Well, we need to surround them all. We need to surround everybody with all to keep a gun. All to keep a gun. And not talk about the rhetoric that comes from the president about who is the enemy, who is an invader, who is infesting. Oh, and by the way, I have to tell you, there are some really stupid arguments out there. I bet if you're on social media, you've seen a little clip of Elijah Cummings going around where Elijah Cummings is referring to drugs infesting neighborhoods in Maryland, in Baltimore. This is a years-old clip about, I guess, 2013 or so, and he's talking about drugs are a product, everybody. They are a thing. They are a product that are sold illegally on the black market in order to affect somebody's ability to process pain, emotion, whatever. It's a product. When you talk about a human being an infestation, you are trying to dehumanize a human. You are trying to equate a human with a thing. But that's their logic on the internets. That's their logic in social media. And I actually answer them. I try and stay very calm. I don't call people names. I engage. You can go check my Twitter feed. You can look at my tweets and replies, and you can see that I'm in there. I'm trying very hard. I'm sending, documents. I'm sending charts and graphs. I'm trying to argue. But the dumbest, I had to say, I had to be a little cruel and call this I tried very hard not to. Oh, we just lost electricity, but we have battery backup. Ain't that something? Yeah. So here come our lights. We're having a major freaking storm. God is very, very angry, everybody. Very, very angry. But let me just say the dumbest argument I've heard. I try not to call people dumb because people are human and they're only able to process what their minds. You hear that? Oh, we're having a serious freaking storm here. But of course we are. It's Florida. It's 4 o'clock Eastern. But the dumbest argument is you're not concerned. I swear this is just so unbelievable. I have to read this to you, and then you could see my reply. The guy says, you're not concerned at all about people that are killed in cars. The carnage. You're more likely to die in a car. It's the cars that are killing people, and it's faux outrage on your part. I had to actually address during the break. I just tweeted. If you look, you'll see I just did it, and I usually don't during the show. However, this argument is really peeving me. Here's the question you'll have to ask your illogical mind, everybody. What is the intended purpose of a car? Transportation. What is the intended purpose of a gun? All righty then. Guns are designed to kill animals and people and other living things. Nobody purposely uses a car for that purpose on a regular basis, okay? What is the percentage of the population using cars? I can't tell you how many. I mean, everybody uses a car that's able to use a car. Everybody that has access to a car uses a car. So I'll say it's, every adult over the age of 18 with access to a car uses a car for transportation. I cannot tell you what the percentage is. I cannot give you a number about how many Americans own firearms because we have no national data, because the NRA has prohibited that information from ever being collected. That should be a WTF moment in and of itself, but it isn't. So we can only generally say that 32% of American households own guns. So a third of America owns all the guns. That is not true about all the cars. Okay. How often do you use your car? Well, on average, people drive about 100 minutes a day. It's actually 101, but 100 minutes a day. That's on average. Some drive a little more, some drive a little less. How many people are shooting their guns 100 hours a day? That would be a red flag moment, wouldn't it? Except we don't have those laws either. What are the nature of the casualties of cars? Well, let's see. Most of the casualties caused by a car are called an accident. And people carry insurance to help pay for the victim's costs of recovery, if at all possible, or for their funerals, if not. Most gun deaths, on the other hand, are intentional. 2/3 of gun deaths are suicides. The other third are homicides. And then you have a small amount that are accidental gun deaths, usually kids playing with their parents' gun. Yes, tens of thousands of car deaths are unfortunate, but they're less disturbing because there is no deadly intent behind them. And to get one, you have to go and register it. They need the VIN number. You need a license. You need all kinds of documentation. And to get a gun, you simply go online and it shows up at your doorstep. No background check, no interview, no red flag. When somebody is buying 250 rounds of ammo in another state to be shipped to their home, oh, please. That's the worst argument I've ever heard in my life, is the car one. But every time we go through this, every time we have one of these mass shootings, everybody agrees it's tragic. Nobody agrees about what to do. It's just so unbelievable. You had Las Vegas should have been it. Okay, I actually believe Sandy Hook should have been it. Sandy Hook really was just and that's why the lunatic fake news went out there and started saying they were actors. This didn't really happen. It was too gruesome to even process. So they made it into a fantasy. They said it didn't really happen. Don't you guys worry about it. It didn't really happen. They were child actors. The parents were faking it. I mean, really, they actually told that to millions of people over and over and over and over and over. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. But this guy in Vegas, that lone gunman in Vegas, we still don't know what the hell his deal was. Nobody will tell us. I got a strange feeling they know. That man killed 58 people and wounded 869 people in 10 minutes. Show me the car that's going to be able to do that. Show me who the person that's going to be able to take any vehicle, and they're going to kill 58 people and wound 869 people in 10 minutes by accident. I mean, it makes no sense, okay? Every other civilized nation takes action when these things happen. Every one of them. Randi RandiRhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.